They were the only team from the division that made the playoffs. The Ravens finished 8-8, Bengals 6-9, and the Browns with the worst record in the NFL at 1-15. So our week-long series continues. Our off-season odds, all the experts have weighed in. I don't know if we're not considering you guys experts, but that's where these FPI numbers. Now, Lewis and Clark will weigh in as well. But first, let's remind you a little bit about each team. We're going to start bottom and work our way up. So let's start with the Browns. Cleveland picked up former Rams wideout Kenny Britt in free agency. Britt's coming off his first ever 1,000-yard season. The Browns made a trio of first-round picks, 2 of which were spent on defensive players. They took Myles Garrett, number 1, and later grabbed versatile safety Jabril Peppers at 25. But FPI gives the Browns just a 1% chance to win the division this year. Ryan, do you agree?
I'm going to agree with that. Do I have to click this open? Press me a button? Yes, I give them 1%. And you know why? Because they're actually going to be on the field. So I give them 1%. That means they at least have a chance.
Is that like writing your name at the top?
Yes. So they at least have a chance. Listen, they don't have a quarterback. You heard Lewis talk earlier how this is about getting Deshaun Kaiser ready to get on the field. Brock Osweiler may be the guy to get you there, but we've seen that he can't win games consistently in this league with his play. And so I give him 1%.
Well, I'm not a believer in participation trophies.
Oh, come on.
Look, they don't have a chance to win this division. I mean, come on, be serious now. The Steelers and the Ravens and the Bengals, we're going to make some much more compelling cases for them. But this is about the future for them. And Deshaun Kaiser and Myles Garrett, Jabril Peppers, David Njoku, these are the kinds of players that you can get excited about. You're looking 2 to 3 years down the road here, although that isn't something in the NFL that coaches really count on anymore because you can get blown out of there within one season. But let's be realistic. The Browns still need some firepower. They need some weaponry. They need to develop some players, and they need to get a quarterback. And they don't have any of that right now on the field that's proven. So I'm going to give them no shot.
Okay.
Sorry.
Garrett has
Not
been
even
idle.
for being out there, though, Lou? Like, they going to the games.
No participation trophy.
Garrett's been idle, nursing a sore foot. But what they've seen since he's been back, that's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
They need more
There's
of that.
stuff to be excited about.
All right, but not at this
But
second.
not yet.
Let's move on to the Bengals. Woo! In free agency, the Bengals signed former Cardinals linebacker Kevin Minter to a 1-year deal worth just over $4 million. With the 9th pick in the draft, the Bengals took generational speedster John Ross to give Andy Dalton another deep threat alongside A.J. Green. And FBI gives Cincinnati an 18% chance to take the division title. Ryan, what do you say?
You know what? I'm going to give them a little more than that. We're going to go right here. Look at that.
Nice work.
That's kind of skinny 5, but I give them 24.5%. And here's why. I think offensively, they're going to be better. You've added a speedster to the outside, so now A.J. Green has a guy who can take the top off the defense as well as he can. And also the running game is going to be stacked with talent in the backfield. This is about Andy Dalton taking that step, using all of these weapons, whether it be Eifert, whether it's the receivers on the outside, the running backs, and getting opportunities to push the ball downfield and score points this year to give this team an opportunity to win.
Yeah, I mean, now we're getting into realistic territory here. Okay, let me give them Let me give them 20%, and I'm going to go to the flip side of the ball here on the defensive side because really that's what's going to win the North. Really, because you need to be able to rush the passer because all these teams throw the football. The Steelers, the Ravens in particular, throw the football. So you better get some pass rushers, and they got some this year. Carl Lawson from Auburn, I think, is one of the best pass rushers in this draft. If it wasn't for injuries, you would have been hearing about him more. Jordan Willis from Kansas State. These guys, when you combine them with Carlos Dunlap, now you've got a front four that can really do some things. Combined with that offense, hey, you get the Bengals a shot. They're in it.
The referendum in the draft was get faster, and you could see that, right?
For sure.
Throughout the whole draft. I'm interested to see where the other 0.5 comes from that.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. So.
All right, let's move on to the Ravens. The Ravens signed hard-hitting safety Tony Jefferson to a 4-year deal worth over $8 million a year, with Jefferson reportedly turning down a more lucrative offer from Cleveland. They picked up Alabama cornerback Marlon Humphrey with the 16th pick in the draft. And FBI gives Baltimore an even 25% chance to win the AFC North. Ryan, you're up.
We're going to go back, and you know what? I think they have the exact same chance as the Bengals.
Okay.
So that's what my 5 comes in.
This is math class, right?
This is math class. Listen, there was a reason why on my email I had like 116%, right? Because I was trying to be tricky and cute, and I messed it all up. But you look at this team; they're getting back to being built the way they were when they won football games in the past, when it was the Steelers and the Ravens, and you looked at Bernard Pollard and it was Ed Reed back there, and these guys were hunting in the backfield in the secondary. They're trying to get back to that defensive football, and you heard Lewis say defense is what's going to help teams win the AFC North.
No question. I'm going to stay on that side of the football, too. I'm just going to give their chances. I'm going to raise them a little bit more. Although the Dennis Pitta news is a gut punch, and you don't like that because that takes away a very vital weapon for them offensively, I think they'll be able to manufacture enough points. But on the defensive side, this is how Baltimore has made its name in the past. I think they'll make their name like this in the future. You need to play defense in this league. You better be able to rush the passer. There's a guy, Tyus Bowser, from the University of Houston, that's going to play a pivotal role. They need to get T. Suggs some help to be able to rush the passer. Yeah. Chris Wormley from Michigan, big 3-4 type of D lineman down front. Marlon Humphrey in the back end. So they've addressed all 3 levels of this defense. That's what will drive the bus for them if they're going to really make a run.
Huge investment in the defense. Jefferson, the new addition, said he feels like they can be legendary if it all comes together and they can at least make it to the season without being crushed by injuries. On to the Steelers. They bolstered their defensive line in free agency with the addition of former Jags D-tackle Tyson Alualu. They drafted a very productive linebacker out of Wisconsin with an impressive pedigree. We'll hear more about that later, and that, of course, would be T.J. Watt. And they are huge FBI favorites with a 56% chance at a division title. Homer, what do you say?
Homer? Wow. Well,
100%.
We're going to go here. I would have, but it would have made the segment good. I'm going to go 50%. I know we talked about the defense, but it's going to be about offense with this team. Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, now Juju Smith-Schuster, Le'Veon Bell. This team is stacked on the offensive end, and also they built the line through the draft. They're going to be tough to stop. When you go to play the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, you better line up people that are war daddies and ready to try to stop this offense.
Yeah, well, my math will add up to 45 since I went to University of Pittsburgh, and I can add up to 100.
Really?
I'm not saying anything else where you went to school. I'm just saying, though, but look, this team, the Steelers, I think they will win the North. I think for them, it's even more so about really being contenders in the AFC overall, and it's going to start in the secondary here, and they're going to have some young guys that really need to pick it up this year and be better, particularly on third down and getting off the field, so you can give that high-powered offense more shots at it. So guys like Artie Burns, Sean Davis, they have to really come through this year, because when they go up against the big boys, teams that can really convert on third down and keep their offense on the field, that's where they fell short last year. That's where they'll need to make their mark to really up the ante this year.
Did you want to add this?
No.